Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of the Barclays Premier League. Today it's Manchester United against Swansea City. Let's head over to Old Trafford, the sun beating down this afternoon. Here's your commentary team, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
In last year's FIFA review, I joked that EA Sports might one day rebrand the game as Sky Sports FIFA, and it appears that my attempt at humour was bang on the money. A host of changes once again pervade the latest iteration of EA's blockbuster football game, and while some are more successful than others, there's also areas that have been all but ignored in FIFA 15. FIFA 15 looks so much like a Sky Sports presentation it's uncanny. You could walk in a room as a match is starting up and double take, it's that well done. But aside from the graphical overlays that tell us who is playing where, an attention to detail has been given to the audio department too. EA are quick to promote the fact there have been 20 Premiership grounds and captured the various crowds in action, and when this is evident in game, it's fairly spectacular. Smaller but noticeable features like the pitch wearing as the match progresses is nice and it adds to the immersion, but the crowd break it a little as they still don't look quite right. The presentation can actually take centre stage too often because unskippable scenes during matches are annoying. After you've seen the ref brandish a yellow card, where the players react and show the much vaunted emotion of FIFA 15 for the 10th time, you just want to skip it, but you can't. It's inexplicable as to when it happens, but it's almost always when a card is brandished or when you're in a hurry and want to get on with the game. On the subject of the emotion, I honestly haven't spotted too much of it. Players will look annoyed when a striker misses instead of passing it, or they'll fall out when things are going against them, but it doesn't seem as big a deal as you'd think. But it's the on-the-pitch action that matters, and the changes to the gameplay are both a blessing and a curse. Attacking play is some of the most satisfying I've ever experienced when it works. There does, however, seem to be a propensity for shots that go in or wide off the bar, almost as though EA Canada are trying to give you these wow moments, because the audio of the bar being hit is like a dynamite explosion. This could just be because wing play is a lot harder and swinging a ball in seems to have had its effectiveness reduced. Expect to run down the left with a nippy winger and hit a cross that either doesn't reach the target or is ably defended against. Headers are not easy to score on anything above semi-pro difficulty, and when you do though, they are screamers. This results in a lot of attacking play coming through the middle, where the more realistic dribbling either works really well or frustrates beyond belief. You can't turn on a sixpence anymore, and you'll either have to learn how to use the sprint button effectively or the trick stick to get by, or else rely on entirely quick movement and passing. It's an impressive reenactment of the beautiful game, but it also reduces the fun factor, and those who hanker for a more realistic football experience will delight in this. But those of you who just want to lose yourself in a video game may find it less fun. Sadly, there are still moments of extreme frustration when defending. 3 successful tackles and they've still got the ball? Yep, that's still in, I'm afraid. It's a steep learning curve this time again, so expect to drop back a difficulty to begin with, just for the defending part of the game alone. It's a strange beast actually, because often you'll feel as though you're fighting the physics, because there are so many individual components that maintain the random nature of FIFA 15 that it doesn't always work for the game. The more lifelike physics do mean that if you mistime a tackle, that player is out of the game. Ray Wilkins would love FIFA 15 because it's all about staying on your feet and making it count. If you aren't sure you're going to win the ball, then you need to contain that attacker instead, or bring a second player in to hustle them away from your goal as you can step in to make them the tackle. Keepers have been vastly improved too, but just don't expect many one-sided batterings anymore unless you're playing on beginner. They'll parry, save, punch or otherwise stop you from the easy goals, and that's if the defenders even let you get a shot away in the first place, because they'll throw their body on the way as if their life depends on it. But the keepers can be inconsistent, and you'll go from the sublime to the ridiculous, suddenly scoring the most outrageous long shot you've ever seen, before then taking part in a complete shutout in the following game where you can't score for love nor money. One touch that is most welcome here is the ability to switch to the receiver when taking a corner, throw-in or free kick. A flick of the right stick allows you to command the player and call for the ball. With throw-ins, this actually seems a far more effective way of actually getting the ball, though corners are hit or miss, and this led to me taking a lot of short corners and calling for a runner. The ball feels looser here as well, because often in previous games, no matter how hard you hit the ball, it always felt like it was preordained to arrive at the target. Here, the ball is a physical object. You'll sky it over everyone for a throw-in, but because the players are physically realistic, you'll also miss that last-ditch attempt to keep the ball in. But there are more anomalies, and I lost count of the time the defensive AO would hit a huge panicked clearance that bypassed the entire midfield and coincidentally lands on their attacking man, who is now on a one-on-one with my last defender. Ultimate Team has had numerous additions, though most of them are short-term prospects. The idea of loaning one of the best players in the game is ace, but once you've used them, that's it, and the football catalogue has a limited number of loanable players, which, like everything in EA Sports Football Club, which itself has undergone an upgrade allowing you to share, comment, like and dislike happenings, they're all one-time use. You can't loan Legends on Xbox One either, which feels a missed opportunity. Concept squads are nice, allowing you to create but not play with a dream team that you can share with your friends, and these are at least slightly more long term, allowing you to see how a potential player might gel with your squad, then go out and buy him. But the biggest new feature to FUT is friendly seasons, meaning you can play against your friends rather than random online players that you'd have to normally. But the biggest disappointment, however, is that career mode has been all but ignored this year, bar a few cosmetic changes that are present in the rest of the game anyway. The team management is now a more visual affair, with players' faces appearing on a pitch, allowing you to move their positions on the fly, which PES has done for years, just for your information. Ultimately, it's a mixed bag and takes up far more real estate than the old version, which was admittedly slow and cumbersome. You can create and name multiple teams, so you can, as well, we all do this every year, decide on a team for a league and one for the cups. But there are some nice touches in the commentary during career mode. It feels more true to life to hear Alan Smith comment how you won the last match convincingly, but that it was against Crystal Palace and that Everton might pose more of a severe threat. Incidentally, they did, hammering my Arsenal 2-0. I could barely get a shot away. It's also in career mode that the new tactical offerings such as all-out attack or park the bus appear more often. Seeing that Everton literally park the bus once 2-0 up was impressive, but frustrating. You can't be too mad about a gameplay being executed by the AI though. FIFA 15 provides moments of exquisite pleasure and obscene frustration. When the planets align and you score a wonder strike, you'll feel like a god, but when you're playing away on a rainy night in Stoke, unable to breach a parked bus defence, you'll long for less realism altogether, even though the on-the-fly tactical changes are themselves very impressive. EA Canada can't win in that respect, because whichever angle they cater towards, they're always going to be upsetting someone else. It's a shame that career mode has seen such little love this year, but regardless, there's enough changes overall that FIFA feels a very different game this year. They've not reinvented the wheel, just put shinier trims on it, and perhaps this isn't the year that the presentation needed to take centre stage.
This is then the Manchester United lineup. David De Gea starts in goal. Antonio Valencia starts with Luke Shaw as the fullbacks. Arturo Vidal starts with Ander Herrera in midfield. Robin van Persie is the main striker today. Bayern Munich's lineup, Tom Starker.